All right. We're going to start our ceremony today by honoring Anaya Erider, a senior who passed away on April 25th of this year. We're going to graduate her and give her honors early in the program so that we can focus our remembrance and tears on this moment. Ms. Erider and Ms. Kozik, can you please join us on stage? Prior to her passing, Anaya asked Ms. Kozik to graduate her. This is the speech that she gave during Anaya's special graduation ceremony held earlier this year.
Good morning, everyone. Today we get to celebrate you, Anaya. Your presence is a steady source of joy, strength, and authenticity. Anaya, you never complain. Throw some shade to your friends, absolutely, but complain never. You move through the world with a calm, reflective spirit and a heart that thinks not just about yourself, but about those around you. You are considerate in the truest sense, thinking of how others feel, how you can help, and how to show up even when it's hard. Even on the days where you aren't physically at school, you are still there. You are always present, checked in, and reflective about your own well-being. From wellness, I learned that you are always pushing yourself to grow and aren't afraid to do so. You are someone who adapts to change with grace and faces frustration with gratitude. Even in moments where life felt discouraging or uncertain, you never let go of appreciation or joy. You look at the positives while acknowledging the tough stuff. To quote you, nothing comes out of negativity, so why even bother to be around it? Behind the scenes, you are always quietly and beautifully focused on becoming the best version of yourself. Not for applause, but because that's just who you are. In your own words, I use my achievements as my own personal rewards, and this I admire. The love and beauty that you radiate is felt deeply by those around you. Whether it's while talking to friends, playing Fortnite or Roblox, watching My Little Pony, listening to music, cooking, watching one of your favorite shows, maybe even with friends during class, or enjoying a rainy day. You take the time to talk to those around you and make people feel comfortable. You give compliments to those around you, especially when you know they're having a hard day. You always say that your friends are your safe place, and I know you are a safe place for your friends too. As a daughter, an aunt, a sister, and a friend, you cheer for the people around you like you mean it, and you know how to listen. Anaya, you never let negative thoughts run the show. You face them with honesty and sometimes a little bit of that shy but ready to fight attitude. We could all be a little more like you, Anaya. We could have a little more sweetness, humor, your ability to be honest, silly, strong, and soft, your heartwarming energy that says, I'm here, I care, and I'm growing. Anaya, we are so proud of you. Thank you for being exactly who you are, and for reminding us that being kind, reflective, and real is the most powerful way to be. Congratulations, Anaya. You have graduated. We love you.
we want to present you with a yearbook that many of the staff and students signed. So, here you go. There's one final honor that we'd like to bestow on Anaya. Starting next year and in perpetuity, every senior who graduates from SET will be striving to receive the Anaya Blue Cord for SET Community Hero. We add this to the red cords that the seniors receive for community service and the yellow cords for academic excellence. Next year, our seniors will be helping each other complete a number of tasks and activities throughout the school year that are designed to bring the senior community and the school community together. This year, we are excited to announce that the very first recipient of the Anaya Blue Cord is Anaya. Anaya was a quiet force who held our community together both in life and death. Her unwavering optimism, her kindness towards others, and her work ethic, completing coursework all the way through her last days in the hospital, has been and always will be an inspiration to us all. I cannot think of a better student to be recognized as the very first SET community hero. Being your true, authentic self is really hard to do. Being your true, authentic self is really hard to do. And yet, encouraging students to be themselves is an adage that's oft repeated at SET. It's on our website. We are transforming education by 4, providing students with the inner strength to accept themselves for who they truly are. Encouraging this has always seemed like an obvious salve to society's ills. And once we established a culture of acceptance at SET, and we saw how freeing it was for students to get to be themselves, we thought it was self-evident that every student would look around, see that it was okay to be different at SET, and gradually start to let their guard down. Inez, can you stand up, please? Thought I was joking, didn't you? It wasn't until Inez, a class of 2025 SET senior standing behind me today, put words to the struggle of being her authentic self, that I started to wonder if maybe it wasn't as simple as just establishing the right culture. During her senior reflection of knowledge, ROK, on our camping trip, Inez talked about the years that it took her to feel comfortable in her own skin. And this was at SET, where the 9th graders get daily reminders and training from Mrs. Geis in their leadership class to be true to themselves and, more importantly, kind with themselves. I had already begun to notice cracks in our true authentic selves aphorism, and so Inez's words have stuck with me. What is so brilliant and telling about where we are at this very moment in the education of Inez is that I would never have felt comfortable placing her on a pedestal in front of such a large audience until now. She was a shy person, and now is anything but. Inez is brimming with self-confidence and a positive energy that's electric. I know that she can now handle being the named subject of this speech. I promise that I'll be gentle, Inez, and this will not be embarrassing at all. Please try to enjoy it. You keep standing, please. I could have kept Inez anonymous, but I'm intentionally naming her because not only can she handle it, but she's also the physical embodiment of the 2 main points that I'll be making today. 1, being your true authentic self is really hard to do. And 2, encouraging students to be their true authentic selves works. Look at her. Look at all of these graduates. You can sit down now. Let's begin by looking at why encouraging students to be their true authentic selves works. It seems obvious, but for reasons that we'll identify later, it's not the norm in the raising of a teenager. I went to a really great high school where I felt loved, respected, and valued. I had an amazing family with a mother who's so involved in my life that she still sits in the audience at these graduations every year. She's right there. Hi, Mom. But I did not grow up being my authentic self. I suspect that this is true of most of you in the audience. I was told to be a leader and not a follower, yeah. But nobody ever really encouraged us students to be ourselves, and more importantly, to be okay with the true authentic selves of others. Not really. Yeah, maybe it came indirectly through the teachings of Holden Caulfield, the iconoclastic hero of every ninth grader who was forced to read Catcher in the Rye from the 60s on. But Holden was an outcast and not even a hero in his own story. Most of us grew up just fitting in. Square pegs that got buffed repeatedly until they fit easily into round holes. I don't think that I even knew that I was a peg or had a shape that was different from others. We all just sat in uniform rows in our uniform desks wearing what might as well have been a uniform. Levi 501 jeans, a cutoff t-shirt, and a mullet. And we all did what we were told. Fast forward to the world of SET today, where students are encouraged to find their true authentic selves. And we have clothing styles that are all over the place and as unique as the thrift stores and random closets and attics that birthed them. We have music tastes that are eclectic and seemingly personalized to each individual. We have students who are obsessed with anime and cosplay, others who are obsessed with sports, and in many cases, they don't realize that they are one and the same. When I started this paragraph, I thought that I was going to be highlighting that on the stage behind me, we have very different personalities with very different interests sharing the same friend groups. That does happen quite often at SET, but as I think about the relationships among the members of this senior class, the dynamics are actually cooler than that. There are very